What's up, everybody? Welcome to Wednesday. Today is hump day. I have some awesome news. Exciting things are going on in my family. For those that know, we just had our third grandchild in September with my other daughter, Nana, a baby boy. So our family got bigger. What a lot of people don't know is we were expecting a fourth grandchild to come in December. Actually within the last, the next 2 or 3 weeks, we were thinking, well, that grandchild was born this morning. My heart's like this big, my chest is this big, I'm floating, I feel like I'm flying. So bear with me on the video, I'm really excited, so I'm gonna try to stay focused, but I wanted to share that good news. Bringing in a grandchild into the world is awesome, especially for parents, we're older and we know we can't have any more kids. So that phase of our life has, just finalized, no more kids and stuff like that. So when a grandchild comes into your life, it's just wow, you just feel with so much joy. I'm kind of tired this morning, to be honest with you, because it was a long night. And this birth, it was different than all of the other grandchildren that we had. To fill you in, my daughter and my son-in-law were in the army, and they were medics, they were nurses. So they had the other two children born in a hospital, but they wanted this third child to be more of an intimate thing between them two, instead of having the families there, which I can respect that, So they did this at home. And to be honest with you, me and my wife have been kind of just scared about that. Things can happen. The baby can be born or come out the wrong way. There's a lot of different things that you start putting in your head, this negative stuff or just fear that it just kept us up all night. And we just had to trust, when things like that happen, you have to put it in the right hands. You have to trust God knows what's going to happen. You have to trust that He is going to bring you through everything, if that makes sense. And like I said, I don't try to preach to anybody. I'm only telling you what I believe or what I try to put in my head. These negative comments, or not negative comments, but these negative thoughts just come in your head, and you're like, oh my God, what if this, what if that, what if this? Do they know this? Instead of just trusting in God and trusting in the knowledge and trusting them as nurses, that they could bring this baby into this world, okay? And that's what happened. They brought the baby into the world and everything is perfect. Now, I still don't know what the baby is, so it could be a baby boy or a baby girl, but we're allowing them to have this time so they can have that intimate feel. And they only live actually 4 blocks from here. So they live real close to my home. And that's hard, it's hard because I want to run over there. I want to hold this baby. I want to welcome this baby. I want to give him hugs. I just want to hold him or her, whatever the baby is. But that's the thing with being a grandparent and being a parent. You got to step back and allow them to be parents. You got to step back and trust that they know what they're doing. That's hard. That's really hard. But it has to happen, because you raise them to a certain point, and then you gotta let go, and then trust that they're gonna do the right thing. And that goes hand in hand with this video today is trusting that everything's gonna be okay. Back to if it's a boy or girl. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think, if it's a boy or a girl. Right now I have a granddaughter and I have 2 boys, 2 grandbaby boys. So I'm hoping for another granddaughter. I raised 4 girls with my wife. So I'm hoping that it's another grandbaby girl. We don't know, so we'll see. But drop a comment. Let me know what you think, if it's a boy or a girl. So, and we'll come back. Once I find out, hopefully tomorrow or later down this week, I'll do the follow-up video and we'll see who's right. If you're right, you're right. If you're wrong, then you're wrong, just like me. But back to what this video is. It's believing in yourself, believing in what you're doing, and just trusting the process. It's hard, walking in faith instead of sight. A lot of times we want to see something. We want to know that what we're doing or what we're putting into something is working. And not seeing the fruits of that, it brings in the doubt. You start getting these negative comments, and then it's kind of like a tightrope. You're walking on this, when you first start, you're walking on a little fishing line, and you're like this, you're off balance. So life starts throwing things at you, and you're like, whoop. And then, your friends start doing this stuff, and the business side comes in, and you're just off tilt, and you can fall at any moment. But by believing in yourself, setting a strong foundation, whether it be in faith or whatever, or a combination of your faith and what you invest into your business, takes that little fishing line and makes it wider, and then you can be able to stand a little bit more firm. And then you keep watering that foundation, you keep building that foundation, you keep building yourself, you keep building your belief in yourself, your self-respect, your belief in your talents, and just believing that everything's going to come out for the better. That fishing line starts becoming thicker, and you can stand, and then you're able to spread your legs a little bit more and have a stance where you can take on things, and nothing's going to knock you down. And I wish I had found a video like this when I was first starting. For me personally, the way I talk on here is what I wanted to hear back then that I couldn't find. So if it helps you, awesome. Like I said in previous videos, I'm not here to teach you about photography. I'm not here to enhance your photography skills. I'm here to just help you in this stage of your beginning your photography business. I'm here to help you build that foundation where you can withstand things. You can withstand your competition. You can withstand criticism. You can withstand slow times and stand firm. Develop your mindset. Develop something that's going to help you withstand everything. When you're investing into your business, you have to focus on making sure everything routes the correct way. And I didn't do that at first. I was just out there, and like I said, we all want to be creatives. We all want to throw our stuff out there and just, here I am. But you're off tilt. So I wasn't ready for a lot of the things that were coming. I would get hit left and right, and then you just lose balance instead of being firm, or having that foundation where I can withstand things. And now I'm at that point. I can take a lot of stuff and push through. Now that I've built the foundation and I have everything pointing to the right way, everything's starting to work. It's starting to come together. These little pieces, this stuff, this whole year of rebuilding my brand is starting to develop fruit. So I'm no longer just walking in, blindly. I can see everything. It's not a lot. I'm not here to brag. It's not a lot that's coming through, but I'm starting to see this stuff. I'm starting to see the community I'm building. I'm starting to see a change in my YouTube account, the community that I'm trying to build. When I first started the series, I was kind of nervous. I'm like, how am I going to do this? Do a video talking to people that have been in photography, or making videos trying to help people with their own self-improvement when there's so much out there. There's so much seasoned people, perfected speakers that you just get blown away. And I started doubting my own self. I'm like, okay, you know what? It doesn't matter. Just get out there and do it. They had to take a risk and start their stuff. Some of the speakers that I listen to now, I found out one was a musician before he was a speaker, which is a complete shift of what he was doing. I found out this other person was a taxi driver and now is speaking. I found out another person had a master's degree in philosophy And then now they stepped away. Another person I follow was a doctor, you know? He already had his career built. He already established himself. And he took that risk and shifted to making videos. And it has nothing to do with doing surgeries. I mean, he was a surgeon. I don't know. And that, like I said, that comes back to doing this. When I first started doing some of these videos, you know, I would go back to the analytics and see like no one was watching them. And that's tough. That is super tough when you're like, yeah, I suck. But now I'm starting to see people comment. I'm starting getting these messages, these DMs on the side saying, hey, you know what you said, you know, I'm applying that. What you said helped me get through today. And I got a comment the other day from a photographer that I have a lot of respect for. I mean, his skills are like, this guy, like I said, it just comes out of his pores. He picks up a camera and it's like the guru of photography. And it comes so easily for him. And he's not even really a photographer. He's got his own profession. He just picks us up on the side and you're like, damn, golly. He DM'd me and on one of my videos, I said something that I didn't even think was powerful or didn't have any meaning. And he was like, hey, you know what? I appreciate your videos. And it's made me rethink some things. And I'm like, that comment or that interaction that we had on the side meant a lot for me. So it motivates me. So if you have anything that you need to say or any kind of comment or just if these videos are doing anything for you, drop a comment, let me know. It helps me know that what I'm doing is right. So, yeah, I just lost track. I'm just super excited about this grandchild. Man, fourth grandchild puts things into perspective. You know, I'll share a story. When I was younger, I went to this carnival and there was a little lady that read palms, you know, and she's like, ay, mijo. And I gave her my $5 and she's like, ay, mijo. It was a little Mexican lady. She was like, ooh. And she looked at the lines. She would read the lines. She was like, I'm like, what? You know, I started freaking out. I'm like, what? Well, what's going on? And she tells me, hey, you know what? You're not going to make it to your older years. You're not going to make it past 21. And that stayed with me. And I was like 14, 15 at this stupid little carnival in San Antonio. And this lady tells me I'm going to die before I'm 21. And I put that in my head. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to die when I'm 21 and this and that and this and that. And I was in San Diego and I was 20. My birthday was just a few days away. And my friends wanted to throw this big party. I was in a punk band and stuff like that. And so we're there and I tell my friends, I'm like, look, I'm not going anywhere tonight. I'm going to celebrate my 21st birthday in this apartment. Who knows, the apartment could have burned up or whatever the case is, but I'm there in my apartment thinking I'm going to die sometime within the next 24 hours. And because someone put that into my head, someone put that my life was going to be over at 21. So there I am, we're partying and I'm like sweating. I'm like sweating profusely. I'm like, oh my God. 12 o'clock goes, the alarm goes off. Everybody says happy birthday to me and I'm just like, ugh. Nothing happened. I waited an hour, waited 2 hours, waited 3 hours. I'm like, well, I'm not going to drink anything because if I drink something, I'll cut my tongue and die there. And this lady was right, you know? Or I don't want to go to the kitchen. I just sat there on this couch the whole time as these hours kept rolling by. And then, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning comes and nothing happened. From 14, 15 to 21, I had this in my mind that this was going to happen. And it's because someone planted that seed in my head. I laugh, it's funny now, whoever's watching this is gonna get a kick out of that too. But that's the truth. Whatever someone plants in your head, it's hard to remove. the best thing you could do is plant the right stuff in your head. Get away from any kind of criticism. Get away from anybody that's looking to knock you down. If they come to you and say, oh, hey, you know what, you're stupid because you did this, or you suck because of this, or I don't understand what you're doing, get that out of your head. Because it becomes that like cancer inside your mind because someone planted something in there. Instead, combat it with the good. Combat it with a firm foundation where you can withstand that you're not on this little tilt, from 14 to 21 thinking that you're gonna die. And the funny thing is, I was in boot camp in the Marines way before that. So that whole time, I was thinking I was gonna die anyways, because this lady told me a long time ago. So I lived a lot of years thinking that. I'm like, oh my God, something's gonna happen. When I broke my hand, I'm like, oh, I broke my hand, I'm gonna die. I'm walking into to the store, I'm gonna die. I got in this accident with my friend and the truck rolled over, I'm dead. just consistent. It just went with me for all these years. And then when on the second day of my birthday, whatever, I'm like, this lady's full of shit. She was full of shit. And now nothing's gonna knock me down, Now, like I said, a fourth grandchild into this world. I'm in my late 40s, getting ready to get into the 50s. And I'm like, you know what? Now when I think of that lady, her words aren't as powerful anymore. I think of that lady, I'm like, you're a scammer. You just messed my whole world up from that time frame. And that's what I do now with people that say stuff to me, because I think of that lady. Actually, I'm kind of glad that happened, because now that I deal with the naysayers, and I deal with the critics, I deal with the haters, I deal with the people that just are constantly in your ear just telling you this and that, this and that. I'm like, look, you know what? I think of that little old lady from the carnival. I'm like, dude, if she wasn't right, you ain't right. I don't know. That's my story. I hope it helped you today. Thank you for listening. You talk about this new grandchild that's coming. Like I said, I'm super stoked. I'm tired, but today's a good day. Nothing that happens today matters, because I'm gonna relive, this moment through the whole day, all day. Nothing that happens, any kind of bill that comes in the mail, anything that happens, if it's a flat tire, a grandbaby was born today. Just like the grandbaby that was born in September, and then the previous two. Those days go in my good day books. So hopefully make that book a whole lot bigger. One last thing I want to touch on. We are starting another little series with my wife. We thought it would be beneficial to do some videos in Spanish. So if you see that, we're testing that out. We're doing some different types of changes on my channel so we can be more inclusive to everybody. We want to tap into the Hispanic market more. We want to test out how that works. And that's another thing in business. You always want to test new things. Don't look at something and be like, there ain't nothing there. There's always something somewhere. There's always a need to fill. There's always something that you could try. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. At least I'm getting her on video now, just like me. We're also going to be finishing up the decorations of the room. So we're moving in some stuff over this weekend. So I'll finally have this stuff set up. But as always, thank you for being here. Thank you for your comments. Thank you to my friends that dropped some encouraging inspiration to me. Thank you for the ones that lift me up. For the ones that watch this and laugh and just be like, whatever. Hey man, I hope everything turns around for you. I hope you find some healing in whatever you're going through. We're going to keep doing what we do. And I'm going to keep coming on here. And our community is building. We're building something here. And thank you for watching. And hopefully I'll get some sleep today. And we'll see you tomorrow. Deuces.